This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Tuesday, August 27th, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. The murder trial against Jarod Ramos, the man accused of killing 5 people at the Capital Gazette newsroom, is moving along. Yesterday, Circuit Court Judge Laura Ripken said that she had received the final report on Jarod Ramos's mental state from the Maryland State Health Department. She has sealed the document, so it will not be available to the media or the public, but it will be made available to attorneys. Now, Ramos has pleaded not guilty and not criminally responsible for the crime. A November trial is still scheduled. We'll see whether that date still holds, but if Ramos is found guilty, a second phase would be held to determine whether his mental state made him not criminally responsible. This is a delayed report that came out of the Annapolis Police Department yesterday about a crime that happened on Friday afternoon in broad daylight at 5:30 p.m. The Annapolis Police Department did respond to Barbud Lane and Janwall Street for an armed robbery. They found 2 victims who said they were walking in the area when they were approached by a suspect who displayed a handgun and demanded property. They surrendered the property. The suspect fled the scene, and the Annapolis Police Department was able to locate and identify the individual shortly after the incident. The suspect is Jaquan Lowe. He's 19. He lives in the 1300 block of Tyler Avenue. He was arrested and charged with armed robbery, assault, and various other charges, and was held at the Jennifer Road Detention Facility without bond. Now check this out. Lowe faced nearly identical charges in June of 2018, and he agreed to a plea deal to face a single charge of robbery, not armed robbery. All the other assault charges were dropped as well, and he was sentenced to 10 years in prison, but the entire sentence was suspended. Additionally, he was sentenced to 5 years of supervised probation from that incident, which he was on. Yesterday, if you'll remember, we reported about a plea deal for a murder case up in Glen Burnie that essentially knocked a life sentence down to about 18 years. I think our prosecutors and our judges need to get serious. Mayor Buckley's infatuation with the city of Charleston continues. Well, this time it's HACA, not Mayor Buckley, but the Capitol is reporting that HACA does have a new executive director. She does come from Charleston, South Carolina. Her name is Melissa Maddox-Evan, and currently she is the counsel for the Housing Authority for the city of Charleston. She will take over HACA as soon as Beverly Wilborn's contract expires in October. In a statement to the Capitol, Maddox-Evans vowed to tackle all of the problems head-on and to open up lines of communication with the police, the city, and the community. So that's some encouraging news out of HACA. Hey, we've got some school news here. There were more than 400 people that showed up to vote for the name of the Crofton High School. There was one winner with 323 votes, and the public choice for the name for the new Crofton High School is Crofton High School. It makes perfect sense for me. Crofton High School was one of the 75 names up for consideration of a meeting last night between parents and community members. In addition to the vote, Principal Catherine Fearherd spoke to the community about her vision for the school and introduced some of the first hires to the school staff. The second place finisher was James Stoddard High School, and that finished second with only 4 votes. So this was a resounding voice for Crofton High School. Now, this name will be forwarded to the Board of Education, and they're the ones that do have the final say in what the name of the school is. Likely they will go along with it, and that will be approved in September. The new Crofton High School is going to cost $135 million. It will open for students in grades 9 and 10 in September of 2020, and over the next 2 years, it's going to open up 1 grade per year. Not a local story, but kind of interesting. The Maryland State Police are investigating a computer scam in which a victim was nearly bilked out of tens of thousands of dollars. Back on August 23rd, a woman from Cecil County received a call saying that her antivirus software was set to expire. She agreed to give the scammers her bank account information, and they withdrew $350. She did ask for a refund, and then instead of refunding money, the suspects moved $35,000 from the victim's savings account into her checking account. And then they told her they had, quote, accidentally deposited the money from their company into her checking account. She checked it out and saw there was an additional $35,000 in her checking account that wasn't there before. And they called her back and said that they would lose their job if she didn't pay the money back. And they did let her do it in 2 installments, so she thought it was legit. She went to her bank, she withdrew $17,500, and here's where it gets a little bit dicey. She packaged the money in plastic, wrapped it in duct tape just as she was instructed, and sent it to a California address via FedEx Priority Shipping. After it was in FedEx's hands, she really became suspicious. She went to the state police. They were able to contact FedEx security and their fraud department. They were able to intercept that package as well as several others that were going to the same address in California, all with cash in them. They were able to get her cash back, and at this point, the investigation is continuing as to who is responsible behind this. Again, we can't say it enough, but be careful. Scammers are going to use scare tactics. They're going to tell you that they're from the IRS or from the police or from Microsoft or Apple or something or other that's going to make you think. None of those companies, none of those organizations will call you on the phone and have you do something like that. Always doubt things, and if you are considering that it may be legitimate, hang up and call the organization directly and ask them. Finally, here's something that is not a scam. It is Ticket Tuesday, and again, thanks to our friends at the Rams Head on Stage, I've got 2 sweet tickets to see comedian Brian Scalaro. You probably have seen him on Conan, The Late Show, Comedy Central's Live at Gotham. And according to Mark Maron, Scalaro might be the funniest person on the planet. That's high marks from Mark Maron. If you want to go see comedian Brian Scalaro, he is playing at the Rams Head on Saturday, August 31st. The show is at 8 p.m. Doors are at 7. Be the 5th person to tweet that you want to see Brian Scalaro at Rams Head on Stage using the hashtag TicketTuesday, and make sure you include my Twitter handle at @IOnAnnapolis, as well as Brian Scalaro and Rams Head. And if you are the 5th one, we'll be in touch and we'll get you seated at the owner's table. All right, that is it for the top news today. Please make sure you're checking out eyeonannapolis.net throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day. Click on that first link in the show notes and find out all the different ways that you can interact with us. Give us a recommendation or a review if you're someplace you can do that, and tell all your friends and colleagues about us. Other than that, hang tight. We've got George Young with your local DMV weather forecast. He's coming up in just 1 minute.
September 28th, the 2nd annual Twist and Stout Festival at Quiet Waters Park along the shores of the South River. Twist and Stout, a Maryland wine, craft beer, food, and arts festival presented by the Anne Arundel County Department of Recreation and Parks along with the Maryland Wineries Association. Sample dozens of craft beers and Maryland wines. There's music all day starring the Groove Spot Band, along with the Naptown Brass Band and Vertigo Red. Watch the Plein Air Painters and shop dozens of artisans, crafters, and food trucks. Tickets are on sale now at twistandstout.org. That's TWISTANDSTOUT.org. September 28th, Twist and Stout at Quiet Waters Park, noon till 6. Tickets at twistandstout.org. Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Tuesday, August 27th. Yesterday was another nice, refreshing day across all of Annapolis and Anne Arundel County, and today will be very nice as well, though with more clouds and a chance of a shower or two across the region, with highs 76 to 83, and that'll be followed by a greater chance of rain tomorrow as another front approaches from the west, which will clear the way for tons of sunshine Thursday through Saturday, with highs in the 80s each day, possibly 85 to 90 on Saturday, before yet another front moves through from the west, with a chance of showers on Sunday to kick off the month of September. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there. Be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores, and also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Have you ever been to the Annapolis Mall when it opens for the day? Maybe you've noticed the line of folks waiting to get into the Apple Store. As you may know, I'm a Mac user, and today's episode of the Daily News Brief, in fact, all of the episodes of the Daily News Brief have been produced right here on my Mac computer. What you might not know about is Macmedics. They were founded here in Annapolis in 1989, and they are an Apple-authorized premium service provider, the only one in the Baltimore, Annapolis, D.C. area. And what that means to you is that they repair all Apple devices, including the iPhone screens and batteries, all without an appointment. And most repairs are done the same day, usually within 2 hours. They also sell everything except the iPhone and the watch for the same price as Apple. I don't know why you would go anywhere else. Give them a call at 410-757-MACS, or if you're not into the whole letter thing, 410-757-6227. Stop by their retail store in Severna Park on Benfield Road, or their service center in Lanham, right off of Route 50. Or you can always check them out online at macmedics.com. I'll tell you, they've saved me quite a few times, and I know they can save you.
Suicide prevention starts with everyday heroes like you. Join us Saturday, September 21st at the Navy Marine Corps Stadium in Annapolis as we walk to fight suicide. Be a part of the movement turning hope into action. Funds raised will benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Register today at afsp.org/Annapolis. Together, we can help stop suicide. Go to afsp.org/Annapolis.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.